So I'm a big believer that storytelling is more important than advertising, and honestly, even more important than marketing strategy or tactics. The marketing strategy, that's basically been the same for a really long time, especially in like the e-com space, the brand space. The overall strategy doesn't change that much, but the tactics of the strategy are definitely what change. By that, I mean the strategy of getting people to know about you, getting people to like and understand what you're about, bringing them to a certain place where you can position some sort of offer, and then hoping that they do it or influencing them to do it through copy, visuals, whatever the case may be. The tactics obviously change, whether it's Facebook ads, Google ads, brand influencers, depending on your product and who your product is for and what kind of vibe you're going for and all of those things, especially in the online world, because right now, obviously, Amazon is super huge. They've got almost 50% of market share for all online transactions, which means that you need to do a really good job of standing out and a really good job of positioning yourself as a product company if you have any chance of really selling today or becoming bigger, higher margins, more customers, things like that. So the reason that I think story is more important than any of those things is because why think about your marketing strategy like without understanding really who you're for or what should even be in this strategy, right? Because when you actually then comes down to making your advertising, whether it's Facebook, billboard, direct mail, whatever the case may be, if you don't understand the fundamentals of that arc, like who the customer is, what they're really going for, and what that story is, you won't even know what to put in your ads. You won't even know what funnel to run. You won't even know how to communicate them or what influences their buying decisions or anything like that. And it doesn't have to be super complicated. So you can obviously go deeper into it and find out all these things. But all of that, it takes time, and it takes testing. But you need some fundamental idea, especially nowadays. You need a fundamental idea of who you are talking to, especially when it comes to a product brand, because there are so many products and people buy from the products that they feel connected to, and the companies and brands are that they feel represent them or reflect what they want. And maybe years ago you could get away with not doing this so much. You could just be like, I just made a video about this. You could be like, oh, moms between the ages of 30 and 40. But nowadays you have to have a much deeper understanding. And again, it doesn't need to be that complicated to come up with your brand story. All you need to do is figure out A, who you want to speak to, B, what they want. And when it comes to branding a product, they want two things. They want they want the product, like let's say I'm out here at my girlfriend's parents' place and her dad's mowing lawn, cutting down trees. He's super dope. He works in construction and stuff like that. So when he's, let's say, buying a lawnmower, he's looking for a lawnmower, but he's also looking for probably something that looks cool, makes him feel cool, maybe a certain price point. Like, people really do think about price when they're purchasing stuff. Some people actually want to spend more. So you've got to think beyond just the fact that people want your product. They want clothes. Okay, they want clothes because they got to wear clothes. But really think about your segmentation, right? Like, is this the type of person who wants to spend more, or are they looking for a deal? Right? Have they bought many lawnmowers before, or is this their first one? If you get specific like that, now you have a story. You can probably hear him in the back. Now you have a story. I'll show you. He just cut down that tree. Now you have a story that you can invite people into. You've got a story that you can get people excited about. You've got a story that buying the product actually fulfills that situation for them, right? And you can tell that story through a video, you can tell it through copy, you can tell it through a photograph, but it needs to be clear, and it needs to be there, and it needs to show that you get it, that the company gets it, and the company gets what they're doing. And you can use all those elements to depict the life of this person, right? Because ultimately, and you may have heard this before, but they're the hero, not the brand, right? The brand sometimes is like, we're super great, and this is all the stuff we have, and this is why our products are amazing, and this is why we're the best quality, and this is why we have the best features, and this is why we're better than that guy. But that's not really what's going to make people buy, right? What's going to make people buy from you over other people is that you reflect, that you have reflected some part of their life. And if you look at some of the best companies in the world, they do this really well. So This was just a really quick video about why your storytelling must come first, and then your marketing strategies and your tactics, which will always be sort of in flux, and you'll be, figuring out through different campaigns. And there's ones that'll be evergreen, you'll be using them all the time. There's stuff that you just use in certain situations. That you can dig into after, but you have to have that fundamental story clarity before you have a chance of having a lot of success with the things that you're marketing and the way that you're marketing, or else you're going to be like, why isn't this working? And it's because you're probably not story driven enough. All right, that's it for now. See you in another one.